What have you guys been carrying this week? That way we keep the people entertained for a little bit before we get to the good shit. So what have you guys been carrying lately?
James, you can start it off.
All right, I got you. The Benchmade Fact, but the special
Nice.
edition, the 417 gray. So you got the
Nice.
silver twill carbon fiber.
Sick.
And then, of course, the Steingraber Sasquatch, my little fixed blade that I feature in my Instagram all the time.
I like
Looks
that.
really sweet.
I like that. I'm getting into fixed blades a little bit, like the smaller ones, though. You know.
Yeah, that seems to be a trend that's coming up.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, by the way, to everybody.
Cheers.
So for me, I've gotten like just a gauntlet of new knives for me. They're not new as in they just came out, but somebody sent me a 560, ZT 560
Nice.
in LMAX. Never got to try this one out. Crazy. I came from the Philippines, from a region known as Bicol. I was born in Naga City, and like I've grown up just like knowing that spirits are real. That's what everyone believes. Like you don't sweep the roads at night because you're inviting ghosts into your house. Like that's the kind of superstition that we have, dude. Our mythological creatures are fucking wild. There's this creature called the Manananggal, and basically at night they separate their torso from their lower half of their body, so they leave their legs somewhere, and then the torso breaks apart with intestines hanging out. They grow bat wings, and then they go after like pregnant women with like long tongues, and they take like the fetuses out of their vaginas, bro. Like that's the kind of
Really?
tales I was hearing when I was, growing up in the Philippines. And you kill them with salt, by the way, which is really funny. You pour salt on the lower half, and then they can't, form back into a human because they're a human by day. And then the sunlight comes out and kills them. Have you guys come into contact with any stuff that kind of still stays with you to this day? Like, anything like that? Do you want to share any crazy story while you guys were out there?
The creepiest one that I had that's always stuck with me is in Waverly Hills. The first time we ever went there, with there's a whole bunch of people there, and it was just more of like a tourist thing rather than an actual investigation. But towards the end of the night, like right at 6 a.m. So I mean, he did this whole thing from like 9 p.m. up to 6 a.m. And we're walking back to the place to leave, and you have to like go through a certain path to get there. And my wife was behind me, and then I hear just out of the corner of my, right here, "Where's JP?" Except it sounded like me saying it. So then my wife asked me, said, what did I say? And I'm like, no, I didn't say anything.
How about you, JP? You ever have anything like that happen that you want to share?
Yeah, actually we've gone to Waverly a few times now, James. I lost count at this point. But it was early on in the night. It was probably like 10 or 11 at night, and we've been there about 2 or 3 times. And I'm running around. I had an A7S, I think just the Mach 1 at the time, and a Zoom recorder. And I'm walking, and I hear my own footsteps echoing because it's like an old hospital. I don't know if James told you about it, but it's like a 5-story old hospital. There's tons of hospital, like operating
Hospitals
rooms.
Are creepy enough
rooms.
as it is, dude.
Yeah. And I stop walking, and I still hear my footsteps echoing.
Oh shit!
And I'm
dude,
like, there's me and one other person next to me, and we're both stopped. And you hear the pace start picking up.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, no, I mean the basic stuff is that our team we were trying to experience what others are encountered, and then we just try to explain it. Mm-hmm. We've already done that quite a bit with noises and the EMF detectors that everybody says. I took a class on electromagnetic fields just to understand why these things pop and they spike all the time, and it's just about recreating these things and just kind of eliminating all the bullshit that a lot of people say is evidence. And that's kind of like what we would be about. JP, you want to?
Yeah, we were talking about it quite often, actually, but when we go out to investigate or we talk about any evidence we find, we're always the first ones to say, like, how is this not paranormal?
Yeah.
And we'll go and we'll nitpick it, and we'll tear it apart. We've even gone back all the way, 4 hours to a site to retest like shadows we saw, or we'd post a video and someone's like, oh no, that's someone's body casting a shadow, blocking the light. on the window, and we'd go back and we actually have footage of us retesting in the same location.
Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.